Six Flags Great Adventure is a theme park located in central New Jersey between two big cities, those being New York City and Philadelphia. This park has greatly changed over the years since it's first been opened, with its humble beginning as a small, standalone amusement park in 1974 to building up its reputation and becoming one of the most popular and visited theme parks in the Six Flags chain, with it not only having a theme park, but also having a water park and a drive-through safari experience. Over the past couple of years, Great Adventure has been adding at least one new attraction to their park every year. This is a tactic that almost every other Six Flags owned park does as a way to bring visitors to its parks, both new and old. Great Adventure's 2020, then delayed to 2021 edition would not only gather the attention of people around the area, but also many other people across the world. For how much of a major addition many would say this ride is. This is Six Flags Great Adventure's Jersey Devil Coaster. The Jersey Devil Coaster was announced to be Great Adventure's latest attraction on August 29th, 2019 on the official Great Adventure YouTube channel. This also was the same day that every other Six Flags owned park announced what they would be getting in 2020. Prior to this announcement, Great Adventure posted hints on their social media related to the theme of the ride and the kind of ride it would be as a way to build up interest and hype for the ride before it would be officially announced.
Six Flags Great Adventure prides itself on our roller coaster collection, and we really pride ourselves on our diversity. We want to have all kinds of different coasters that'll draw people from all over the world, and we really do, from flying to standing, launching, but what we didn't have was a single rail. So this was the perfect opportunity for us to bring cutting-edge technology and something new to our guests that they hadn't seen before, and so the Jersey Devil.
The ride's announcement definitely did have a lot of people interested, specifically in regards to it being a completely new and original coaster to the park, the type of ride it is, the theme, and the name of the ride. Jersey Devil Coaster. Jersey Devil. What does that mean? Now, if you're unaware, the Jersey Devil is a Bigfoot-like character, an urban legend, and a massive piece of New Jersey folklore that's been said to roam the Pine Barrens, a heavily forested and preserved piece of land stretching through central and southern New Jersey. The most widely known story and the origins of this legend go back to the 1700s, when a woman by the name of Mother Leeds was giving birth to a 13th child. While she was in labor with this child, she cursed herself and her newborn by proclaiming, "I am tired of children, let it be the devil." What also adds on to this is that the number 13 to many people and cultures is usually seen as a bad omen and is related to bringing bad luck onto someone. When this child was born, it had a normal appearance at first, but minutes after, the child grew into this abominable creature, becoming what would be known as the Jersey Devil. It then escaped into the Pine Barrens, where it's said to roam to this very day. Over the years, there have been countless upon countless of sightings of this creature, from many New Jersey residents saying how fast it was and how horrifying it looked. This has given the Jersey Devil a reputation as a source of fear and evil. The legend has had a very big impact on New Jersey as a whole. With the Pine Barrens being such a massive part of New Jersey, or in better perspective, it taking over 22% of the state, to say that there's this unknown creature out there, somewhere in the Pine Barrens, it adds a cool and eerie mystery to such a remote, peaceful, and wilderness-like area. Not to mention the amount of people that are incredibly fascinated and passionate about this legend, with there being a numerous amount of people creating articles, songs, books, all related to and inspired by the Jersey Devil. The legend has also made its way into pop culture, with the New Jersey ice hockey team being named the New Jersey Devils, and it also being the inspiration to other pieces of media, including movies, TV shows, video games, and now a roller coaster. But why did Great Adventure want to name and theme their new ride after the legend? I'd say the most obvious reason is that Great Adventure is located in New Jersey, specifically Jackson, New Jersey, which is part of the Pine Barrens. So to have an attraction named after the legend from a park that's not only located in New Jersey, but in the Pine Barrens itself makes a lot of sense.
People ask us all the time, why the name Jersey Devil? Why are we naming this particular ride after New Jersey mythology? We've been looking to name something after the Jersey Devil for probably our entire history. We love the mythology. We love the fact that we're located right on the edge of the Pine Barrens. We actually have our own tie to the story, which some people don't even know, that there is Jersey Devil mythology that ties to Six Flags. So we were looking for the right opportunity, and because the mythology is so great, we knew it had to be a ride that would match it. It couldn't be something small, like a flat ride. It had to be something major. So we thought this was the perfect opportunity to finally create that tie between Six Flags and the Jersey Devil.
The legend relates to the actual ride itself, mainly from the logo, the theming in the weight line for the ride, and the front of each coaster train having this completely original design that's the face of a devil. And strangely enough, something else that also ties this ride into the legend is the number 13, with the ride having 12 seats per train, or 13 if you want to count the front, it being 13 stories tall, and it being the park's 13th coaster. And ironically enough, all of these weird coincidences with the number 13 are completely unintentional. Theme park rides have constantly changed and evolved over time. This includes with how they're constructed, what type of ride it can be, and the experience it can offer. This especially goes with the most popular kind of ride at many parks, roller coasters. Roller coasters have adapted and improved over the years, with there being a variety of different kinds of ideas they can offer, from being wooden based to steel based, and additional elements such as inversions and launches. The same could go with the companies that manufacture these rides, with improving and changing how they create their attractions. Many of these different companies are involved with doing specific kinds of coasters. One in particular is Rocky Mountain Construction, also known as RMC. RMC is a company that mainly specializes in doing steel wooden hybrid like coasters, where the main track is steel and the foundation is wooden. They would use this process either on an already existing wooden coaster and retrack it to make it a more thrilling experience, or they would create a completely new ride from the ground up. Another kind of ride they have is their RMC Raptor model, better known as a single rail coaster, where it entirely runs on a single piece of track.
Most roller coasters run on 2 rails, and they've got 4 sets of wheels essentially. But a single rail coaster runs like a monorail. So it's got one single rail, and your wheels are riding that single rail essentially like a monorail. And what's so unique is that the riding style is completely different. Instead of sitting maybe 2 or 4 across or even larger, you're sitting single file and your legs are straddling the track. So it's actually right in between your legs. So you are right down there in all the action.
Single rail coasters are very dense in space and offer a fast and intense experience throughout the whole ride. This is also beneficial to how much these rides cost. With single rails not needing a lot of support and not taking up a lot of space, it makes the budget for these rides not super expensive, making it much more affordable for many more parks. Single rail coasters are fairly new, with the first of its type opening in 2017, with there being only 2 out there so far. Those being Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster at Six Flags Fiesta Texas and Railblazer at California's Great America, both of which have the same exact layout. So to have one come to Great Adventure with a completely original layout and experience definitely interested a lot of people in this new attraction.
I think people are always looking for the next thrill. And what makes this ride so unique is it's probably something they've never seen before. There are very few single rail coasters in the world, and this one takes the cake as the tallest, fastest, and longest. So if you're looking for, a claim to fame, this would be the ride to ride this year. And because it's a unique feeling, it's super smooth. The single rail makes the ride very smooth. As you look at the track, you can see the maneuvers are very tight. This ride, just looking at the track, it tells us that there's never going to be a moment of peace. You are going to be bang, bang, bang the whole time, lots of action from start to finish.
But what exactly is this ride going to offer? The Jersey Devil Coaster is specifically located in the Adventure Seaport area of the park, the same area that has the water ride Kunga Rapids, and one of the most popular rides and roller coasters at the park, Nitro. The stats and thrill features of the Jersey Devil include a height of 130 feet, a drop of 87 degrees, a total length of 3,000 feet, and the ride going at the maximum speed of 58 miles per hour. As mentioned before, single rail coasters are very tight and dense, so you'll be zooming through the different elements of this ride, which includes 3 inversions and numerous airtime hills. This ride is also special as it offers completely new elements for single rail coasters, including a 0G roll, where the coaster does an inversion while rising and lowering, and a 180-degree stall, where you'll stay upside down for a section of the track. With the coaster planning on operating 3 to 4 trains at the same time, there will be a constant flow for people getting on and off the ride. Overall, the ride is looking to be a very exciting experience to a lot of people with it offering a vast amount of thrilling elements. But of course, for this ride to open, it needs to be fully constructed. The construction for the Jersey Devil began around the end of 2019, and for the most part, progress has been going very smoothly.
The overall construction process of the ride has been fantastic. It's going really well. We haven't hit any snags, and we are on schedule and really happy about that.
Every day we're making a lot of progress, and it's always very exciting to see what we'll get done each week.
So constructing a single rail coaster is actually different, and I'd say almost easier than doing a traditional track coaster. With a single rail coaster, the track itself is a little bit more flexible than with a typical ride. So landing it on a column and getting everything lined up can be a little bit tricky, but yet the track itself can move, so it makes it easier in the end to bolt everything together.
The team behind construction has had a wide variety of people working on it, including more experienced individuals that have had a history with working on roller coasters, to having a new generation of people having this be their first major project.
Constructing the ride has been a really interesting and educational process for me. This is my first roller coaster project, and it's been really cool to see the different steps of the things that people don't usually think about when building a roller coaster, from the footings to piers to column placement, all the adjustments and fine tuning you have to do in putting the track on. And so this whole process has just been really exciting for me to be able to have my first major project be this really cool, unique roller coaster.
Of course, there can be challenges and some possible setbacks that can come with constructing a ride like this, especially with a lot of it taking place over the winter.
With the winter, we had a heavy winter this year, and it didn't really create any setbacks, although with snow and wind, it makes it much harder to do construction.
The challenges that I faced being my first roller coaster were simply that I needed to ask for a lot of help occasionally of how is this supposed to work, what have we done in the past to overcome small issues, or how do parts typically fit together if we were encountering something that was a misfit and I was the person on site when that happened.
So here's an interesting challenge that we faced, right? In the winter, water freezes. Water freezes inside of a pipe, it can cause damage to that pipe. So the pieces of track, they can have and collect water internally. So in order to avoid any damage from the freezing water that's inside, we had to position all of the pieces of track that were not installed in a position where the water would not collect inside and thereby freeze and cause damage.
Setbacks such as those are to be expected. The weather the winter season brings always happens every year, and there usually are newcomers to working on coaster projects. But a setback that I'm sure no one thought of when construction began, and even before that, when plans for this coaster started, was the COVID-19 virus and how impactful it would become. COVID has changed the way a lot of us do various activities and has affected various projects. This included the construction of the Jersey Devil, as it had to be halted with an indefinite delay. Luckily, construction on the ride started back up again in late 2020, with the construction team having to take COVID precautions while working.
When COVID hit, obviously construction had to stop. But coming out of COVID, we were all excited about this ride, and it made everybody really want to work to get this ride completed. It presented a few challenges in terms of how we have the workers, everybody needing to wear masks, etc. But it didn't create, we were able to work around any other things. It didn't create any delays for us in getting the ride done.
So one of the most exciting things about working on a project like this is you get to have the transition from just looking at plans to having holes in the ground to trucks of steel coming, and you have the unloading of the columns and then the track pieces, and it looks like a bit of chaos when they're first arriving, but then as they start going up and you can see the path, and you don't even have track on it yet, but you can see, oh, the ride's going to go up here and then it's going to go over here, and all you have are these gray columns in, and just seeing that transition to the coaster is amazing. And in some ways, having the time away with COVID, also you got to take a break from looking at it and come back and just see how amazing it is, because you've been looking at plans again of how big it is and how smooth some of the parts are, and that's just really exciting to see.
Despite everything currently going on in the world right now and the setbacks it has brought, everyone behind this project is pulling through and are very excited to have this project completed and to see how everything turns out.
So I've worked on a lot of rides around the world, and the construction of those rides is often very similar. This ride we are so excited about because it's a single rail coaster, and the seating experience, one car all to yourself, and you're sitting right down on top of that track. It's going to be more exciting than any other ride here.
I decided to start working with roller coasters. I made this decision when I was 7. I followed it through since then. I've always wanted to do this, and so I went to school for physics and then for mechanical engineering and robotics. And when I had the opportunity to come work here and be in construction and build a new roller coaster, it was a dream come true because that's what I've been wanting to do my whole life.
To see how far the Jersey Devil coaster has come, from starting in 2019 to now with it almost being finished, it has been a very interesting and satisfying process to see.
Six Flags is always looking for ways to attract guests and also to bring those guests back visit after visit and year after year. So it really means we have to stay competitive. This ride definitely puts us in a category where, our coasters are known the world over. This expands our attraction to folks like that who want to travel. So this is really a long-term investment. It's not just for the 2021 season. We're looking at the longevity of the popularity of this ride in 2021 and far beyond.
Great Adventure, despite being such a massive park with a lot to offer, hasn't seen a completely new and original coaster in quite a while actually. But with what this ride has to offer, it makes that long wait seem worth it. With there being so many people that are very excited for this ride to open, it definitely seems that the Jersey Devil coaster will become one of Six Flags Great Adventure's most popular attractions.